Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we are live after the rematch between Chocolatito and Gaio Estrada. It was a beautiful night. It was a momentous occasion. Gaio Estrada scored a victory over Chocolatito. He wins the rematch. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to all his fans. I'll be a good sport. I'll say congratulations to his fans. But at the same time, while I'm congratulating his fans and while I am being a good sport about what happened tonight, let's call a spade because that's what we do here on True School Sports. We call things for how they are. I'll give you guys my assessment on the fight, but if you're coming in here right now, please do me a favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff, so that YouTube knows you're rocking with your boy BT and True School Sports. Now, before I get into the fight, let me say thank you to a couple of people. First and foremost, I want to thank Pops for going live and holding it down while I'm not home to kind of keep things like how they normally are for the live. So, he's not the most tech savvy, but Pops got it done. So he deserves tremendous amounts of credit and tremendous amounts of just praise because Pops, I love my dad. So thank you, Dad, for going live. I want to thank my dad, and I want to thank just everybody that I met at the fight. The energy in Dallas was great. The people were great. I can honestly say today, even though despite what happened with Chocolatito, today was one of the greatest days of my life. I just had a great day today overall. It was really beautiful. But getting into the fight, and if you guys got any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. I'll get to them in a timely fashion. There's 10 of you here, so make sure you guys hit that like button because YouTube be fucking your boy over sometimes with these algorithms. So please help me out. But let's get into the fight, man. Let's get into the fight. I'm gonna give you guys my perception of the fight because I was in the arena. There was no commentary. There was no combi box numbers to sway my opinion. So what I saw is what I saw. So I'm gonna give you my perspective, and then you guys can give me yours, and we will we'll dissect from there. So through 3 rounds, all right. I remember because I have a vlog coming out, and I was recording all this stuff. Through 3 rounds, the first 3 rounds, I thought Gaio Estrada won 2 of the first 3 rounds. Okay. I thought Gaio Estrada got up to a really great start in the fight. But after the 3 rounds, I feel like Chocolatito settled into the fight. Round 4, round 5, round 6. After pretty much after the first 6 rounds, I had it. Was it 4? I think 4-2 or something. I had it like 4-2 or something like that. For Chocolatito. After 7 rounds, I had a 4-3 for Chocolatito, and I thought Estrada was really beginning to settle into the fight and do his thing. He showed at times in this fight great counter-punching abilities. He showed the ability to hit and not get hit. He was placing them shots to the body very nicely. But as the fight wore on, particularly past the 6th round, the pace slowed down from both because I think both these guys set such a great pace early on. And I think the fact that the pace slowed down, ironically, favored Chocolatito, ironically, because Gaio wasn't able to slow the pace down and stay on the outside. He slowed the pace down, but he stayed close to him. And the closer he stayed to Chocolatito, that favored Chocolatito because Chocolatito throws shorter shots and the more precise shots. And that's what I saw. I saw one guy who was trying to turn it into a boxing match, who was forced to fight, and he had some success when he was fighting. And then I saw another guy who was forcing the fight and feeding his opponent a steady diet of straight right hands, and that being Chocolatito. So even though the fight started off close as it wore on, I don't think it was a close fight. I gave Chocolatito 8 rounds to 4. And the thing that makes this fight so disappointing in terms of the result is the fact that Chocolatito Gonzalez, I think his best round of the fight might have been the 12th round. The best round that he might have had the entire fight might have been the 12th round. And normally in a fight of that magnitude, when a fighter has made it convincing throughout the other rounds, and the 12th round is in such favor of one fighter, the guy who wins round 12 wins the fight. That's normally how it goes. But of course, and I was saying this to a lot of people, and I was saying this in the build to this fight. I think either Chocolatito is going to stop Estrada or it's going to end in a controversial decision because we're in Texas. And the reality is, look at the history of boxing in Texas, okay? Look at the history of boxing. This isn't me being. I know. I got a Chocolatito bandana on, and I am a fan of his, and I was rooting for him. But look at the history of boxing in Texas. Pernell Whitaker couldn't get a decision against Chavez, and he dominated Chavez. So how the hell, if Pernell Whitaker can't get a decision, how should I expect Roman Gonzalez to get a decision in Texas? It's just not going to happen. Same thing happened when Paulie Malignaggi fought Juan Diaz. He won. He outpointed Juan Diaz. They didn't give it to him, and he had the rant after that. So I just don't understand. I don't understand why boxing has this thing against Chocolatito. I don't know what he does behind the scenes that pisses boxing off, but something's not right because when he fought Rumbasai the first fight, Rumbasai was no disrespect to Rumbasai. Well, at the time of the first Rumbasai fight, Rumbasai was nobody. Was nobody. He was just some random mandatory challenger. That's what he was at that time. Chocolatito was the biggest star in the division. Now, I'm not saying that's how you should be picking and determining who wins fights, but that's normally what boxing does. And now boxing decides that they want to not do that. When it's Chocolatito. So it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense because this guy put the weight class on the map. He's the biggest star in the division. He's the guy that everybody loves. I mean, today, right? I was in the arena, and you guys will see the vlog when it comes out. And this fight the atmosphere was very similar to when I went to Cuadras versus Chocolatito 5 years ago. Very similar to it. Only difference is I would say that unlike the Cuadras fight, the Mexicans actually outnumber the Nicaraguans. The people that were cheering for the Mexican fighter outnumber the Chocolatito fans. But it was slightly. I don't think it was by a lot. So, but yeah, it was one of those type of fights, man. So, they treated him like Pernell Whitaker. He's everything. They robbed him of history twice. Like they robbed him of maintaining his undefeated record and pound status in the Rumbasai fight. They robbed him of completing what was supposed to be one of the best comebacks we've seen in boxing in quite some time. To come from the Rumbasai knockout, to build himself up, to beat Calify for the title, to beat Israel Gonzalez in a title defense, all to just fight Gallo Estrada, actually beat him, and not get rewarded for it. It's just, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. And these are the things, right? Listen, I'm trying to stay positive because, look, I'm trying to stay positive. I had a great night. I met some great people. God's doing some amazing things in my life. God is really doing some amazing things in my life. And even when I didn't think he was doing great things in my life, he was still doing great things in my life. But I can see it now. So I'm trying to stay positive, and I don't want this bad decision to really make me pissed off or angry or bitter. This stuff right here is why people get turned off from boxing. I mean, I got a friend of mine who and I'm gonna get your guys' comments in a second. Make sure y'all smash that like button. I see 21 of y'all in here. Make sure you hit the like button. I have friends that I try to get into boxing that don't normally follow boxing, and I get them to like certain fighters. And I have one friend in particular who's a Chocolatito fan, and he's gonna watch this, and stuff like this will turn him off, and stuff like this turns people off in boxing. So it's highly unfortunate. But I want to get to this comment. My man, Mr. 504. Mr. 504. What's up, champ? He says, I understand this is boxing. It doesn't surprise me at all with the decision. Even the winner had a surprised look on his face when he announced the winner. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like, man. Shout out to you, man, over there in Louisiana. And Raider LA, I got you, champ. Give me your get me your PayPal or Cash App information, champ. I got you, man. I'll be a man of my word. He didn't really win. We know that Raider. We know that Raider. We know God would win the fight, but on paper he won. So I'll be a man of my word and I'll honor my bet. Let me see. I missed some comments. Let me scroll all the way back up because I missed quite a few comments. Shout out to everybody here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the fight. Give me your thoughts down below, and I'll get to your comments at some point. They did your guy dirty, BT. Yeah, they did. They did, man. But it's that's why I'm upset. I'm disappointed, but I'm not angry because You know, I know the history of boxing in Texas, and I knew that this was always a possibility. Um, so it is what it is, man. G Garcia says Gonzalez won, but still a great fight. I'm new to your channel. I'm gonna subscribe. I appreciate you, champ. I appreciate all my subscribers, all my followers, new and old. You know, it's been a long journey covering boxing, and you know, tonight, guys. I want for those of you who have had a chance to watch some of the new content I put out. Like, I made a video of myself talking to people outside of the fights, and I made a video of myself reacting to the fights while I was there, and I have a vlog coming out. So if you guys want to see more content like that, please let me know in the comments, and that'd be great. Yeah, if you like that content or you don't like that content, that'd be great for me to know. Um, but yeah, shout out to G Gonzalez. Johnny Bum says it wasn't even close. Estrada is the only one who can beat Rambasai. That's not true because Chocolatito beat Rambasai in the first fight, and they took that from him too. So I mean, maybe you can say he's the only guy who as of late has beaten him on paper, but Chocolatito could beat Rambasai because he beat him he beat him in the first fight, and they took it from him the same way they took this fight from him. You know, they can't beat him they can't beat him fairly, so they gotta always take whenever he fights someone, they gotta always take it from him. And then people who say, "Oh, well, how could you say that, BT? He got knocked out on the rematch." Well, guess what? The rematch shouldn't. If they would have made the right decision the first time, there wouldn't have been a rematch. You know. Gaio won. Counter punching by Estrada was on point. Body punches, but can't say robbery. It was a close fight. Whoever says it wasn't a close fight, is it? Then call me a casual. You're saying whoever you're saying that basically whoever calls that fight a robbery is a casual. Then call me a casual. Freaking get a stamp and stamp casual on my forehead because I guess I'm a casual. I thought Chocolatito won 8-4, 116-112. 116-112. You know, you had one guy. Chocolatito was winning the majority of the exchanges. I'm gonna watch it again because I know it's different when you're in the arena and you got the energy of the crowd and stuff and whatnot. I'm gonna watch it again on TV when I have a chance. And I'll come back and I'll give you my objective opinion. But right now, for the way I scored it, I thought Chocolatito won clearly. Now, this is the problem I have with boxing. There were a lot of close rounds, but just because there were a lot of close rounds doesn't mean that the fight was close. You can have a fight with a lot of close rounds, but if one fighter is winning the lion's share of the close rounds, then he's winning the majority of the fight, which means the fight isn't close. The rounds are close, but the fight isn't close. The rounds are momentary. The fights is the whole picture. So in the moment of in these little moments of these rounds, yes, Gaio was competitive. Gaio had a chance to win the round, but Chocolatito won the round. But how did he win the round? It's simple. He won the round. He won the round with effective aggression. He won the round with really his defense, especially maybe not in the first half of the fight, but the back half of the fight. Because early in the fight, I think Gaio Estrada's counter punching was really good, which is why I think he won 2 of the first 3 rounds. But later on, yes, he was landing counter shots, but it wasn't like it was earlier in the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's just my interpretation. I didn't watch no DAZN commentary. I didn't see any comedy box numbers. I just saw what I saw. I saw one fighter. I saw one fighter throwing punches to hurt a guy, and I saw another fighter throwing punches to keep a guy off of him and just try to be on the outside. So my thing is this, right? We talk about boxing. We talk about scoring fights. If one guy is throwing these shots to keep a guy off of him, and the guy who's coming forward presses the action and gets the guy who's trying to sit on the outside and box to fight him for a prolonged period of time, then you would have to say that the guy who is pressing the action and also landing good shots with a straight right hand, you have to give the rounds more in his favor. You have to. That's how I see it. But it was a good fight. You know, I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Gaio Estrada. He's a great fighter, and I had the utmost respect for Gaio Estrada. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame one day. Same with Chocolatito. I just think it's it's ridiculously unfortunate that Chocolatito did not get his chance to make history tonight. He should have really got his moment in the sun tonight. Guido Pion, what's up, champ? He says, what's up, BT? I had a 7-5 for Gonzalez. That's a fair scorecard. I'm gonna rewatch it though, so you know whatever I say to you guys right now, take it with a grain of salt. The fight just ended. I was just there. I'm surprised I even had my voice to talk, but I figured I'd talk and show my face because I know you guys would probably like to hear from me right now because since I'm the leader of the real TVE fan club. Uh, Estrada was ducking Roman. They thought they could wait. Gallo Estrada could not say he wanted the interview. Instead, he was praying to God to get the fight even. You can see it in Estrada body language. He did not celebrate. He didn't. He didn't. I was watching him the whole time. He didn't. And I was looking at his eyes when he was doing the interview, and he didn't even look happy or satisfied that he won the fight because he knows deep down he didn't win that fight. He didn't. I know there's gonna be people on here that say oh, you're just a Chocolatito fanboy, you're a Chocolatito pom-pom waver, but it's not even like that. Like, I'm a fan of both fighters. Obviously, Chocolatito's my favorite fighter. I'm wearing I'm wearing this bandana, on my custom-made shirt that I got. Shout out to my friend Addie. She made this shirt for me. I got Chocolatito on the magazine cover T-shirt right here. So obviously I like the guy. I'm a fan of him. But what's not to like about Chocolatito? What's not to like as far as a fighter? Great fight though. He says it's irresponsible to say robbery when it's a close fight. We are the hardcores. No, it's not irresponsible. It's not irresponsible because I have an obligation here on True School Sports to love what is right with all my heart, soul, and might, and speak the truth in love. Like I'm not saying this because I hate Gallo Estrada. I'm not saying this to shit on him or anything like that. There were close rounds. Yes, lots of close rounds. But the majority of them close rounds were won by Chocolatito. So you can never ever get it confused or misconstrued or anything like that. You can't get close rounds confused with a close fight. And this is a problem I see with boxing fans a lot. Roman Gonzalez, I'm gonna say it like this: he's still the real TBE. I mean, my man Pancho Villa, where Pancho at? Pancho was saying the whole week, if Estrada wins, you gotta call him the real TBE. Well, I'm not doing that because he didn't. If he would have knocked out Chocolatito, I would have said, you know what, I might have to take the title and give it to him. But he didn't do that. He did not do that. And the crazy thing is this: you want to know what's getting lost in all this? This isn't even Chocolatito's weight class. This isn't even his weight class. The best version of Chocolatito Gonzalez does not exist at super flyweight. And he's fighting prime Gallo Estrada on the back end of his career. And we're sitting here saying it was a close fight. So how great is he? How great is he when he's fighting in a weight class that's not even his best weight class? He's in the latter stages of his career. And the perception of Gallo Estrada going into this fight was that Gallo Estrada was in his prime. He was the best Gallo Estrada we're ever going to see. And we're over here debating on if who won the fight. That's how great Chocolatito is. He can fight a guy 33 years old, which is ancient in flyweight, super flyweight. Guy's in his prime. Guy put on a master class against the guy that he got knocked out by, and listen, honestly, objectively, I thought he won this fight easier than the first one. I thought he won this fight easier than the first one. To be honest with you, if you want my honest opinion. Okay, so when they asked Chocolatito if he thinks he won, he said whatever happened needed to happen. He never said he won. He knew it was close. Listen, Chocolatito, he's not really like gonna be rah. That's not who he is. Like I asked him yesterday, right? I interviewed him yesterday, and I asked him. I said, look, champ, what's your favorite Bible scripture? He said all of them. Okay, he said all of them. That's just the kind of guy he is. He's not gonna give you these long-winded answers. He's not gonna be spirited. He won that fight. Slotello, what's good, champ? He says, run besides a minute toward Estrada, but I hope Chocolatito gets his immediate rematch first, though. Do you think he'll get the immediate rematch, or will Estrada fight wrong beside? Personally, bro, I don't even want to see. I think at this point, Chocolatito should fight a bum. If I was Chocolatito, this is what I would do. I would fight a bum. I would find a bum, a fighter that's not anywhere close to my level. I would take him to Nicaragua. I would fight at my favorite venue in Nicaragua, have a farewell fight, and retire. Because you're not going to get a decision against Estrada. It's not going to happen. He is what the boxing establishment has decided they want. They want the Mexican fighter. They want him. They want him because they want to make a big fight with Julio Cesar Martinez or Rung Basai. If that's what they want to do, that's their prerogative. But I don't think Chocolatito's great career should suffer any more blemishes or any more scars than it already has at the expense of Gallo Estrada potentially becoming a star. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is the guy that put the weight class on the map in the first place, and this is the thanks he gets. This is the thanks he gets. This is how you treat him. This is how you treat the former pound king of boxing. This is how you treat the only man to win a world title at 105, 108, 112, and 115 in the history of boxing. Everybody talks about, look, all respect to Michael Carbajal, great fighter. All respect to Ricardo Lopez, great fighter. But with all due respect to him, they didn't win titles at 105, 108, 112, and 115. There's only one fighter in the history of boxing that's done that. And it's this man right here. We call him, on True School Sports, we call him the real TBE. Raiders says, I'm judging Estrada by the way his eyes looked at the end of the fight, but not judging Chocolatito on his own words. That's a little unfair. No, absolutely not. First of all, I didn't even, to be honest with you, I didn't pay any attention to his face once the decision was announced. I was too pissed off, and I was too busy yelling at my friend 5 rows down from me, saying that the guy was trying to win the fight. I was too busy talking to the Mexicans to the right of me, telling them it was a great fight. I was too busy yelling Nicaragua, the whole freaking night to look at his face. Now, what I can tell you is about his face was that his face got hit a lot by a lot of straight right hands and left hooks. That's what I can tell you about his face. I'm not being unfair to Gallo. Look, I gotta go watch this fight again. And when I watch it again, I promise you guys I'll do a video immediately after I watch it. But, you know, Gallo, great fighter. Got nothing bad to say about him personally. But the wrong guy got the decision tonight again. Boxing took another black eye again. And Chocolatito, I mean, you said Estrada's eyes look like he didn't win. I meant like his expression. I didn't mean his actual, like, his scar tissue. I meant his actual expression. But shout out to everybody here, man. Brandon White said excellent fight. Roman always has a world-class attitude. He's got a great attitude towards life, you know. Shout out to him. I feel terrible, and this is Lotello. I feel terrible for Chocolatito, man. He's such a good human. Look at his post-fight interview. He just wants to serve God. He doesn't get robbed and doesn't complain. Instead, he praises God. Class. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why they took it from him. Maybe they took it from him because all he talks about is God. You know, they can't beat people. They can't beat a man of God in the ring. So they gotta beat him on the cards. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man KMXBC. He says, and Bob. Oh, actually, no. Before I get to him, shout out to my man Alexis Rosales Ruiz. He's been watching me for a long time, and he comments on my Chocolatito video. So I gotta show him love. He says, Roman Gonzalez got screwed over again, and I agree. I agree. KMXBC says, I had Chocolatito for 7-5. The only issue I have is that one judge. Yeah, 117. Like, if you go and watch my video while I was reacting to it, it's out on True School Sports now. Go check it out. The minute I heard that scorecard, I said they're gonna rob Chocolatito, and that's what happened. So it's unfortunate. My man Milton Moreno says, I'm Mexican and I saw Chocolatito winning 116-112. That's what I had it. That's what I had it. Honestly. The fight was competitive, but Chocolatito edged almost all the rounds. Outside of the first round, I can't think of a clear round for Estrada. I think it was I can't remember the rounds right now. I'm gonna say maybe the third or the fourth. It was a couple rounds after I thought he won pretty clearly. That's what I mean. You're judging Estrada by his expression, but Chocolatito, not Chocolatito's own words. Well, he's content. He's content with his performance. All right, he's content with his performance. Chocolatito. So that's why he's not gonna go out there and say, "Oh, I won the fight." He's content. And honestly, look, I'm upset. I'm upset that he didn't win. I'm disappointed. I don't want to say I'm upset. I'm disappointed. Because that's a blemish on his record, and I thought he won, but I'm not disappointed in Chocolatito. I'm not angry at him. I thought he performed very well for a guy at 33 years old to come back what he's come from, to be fighting in a weight class that, I mean, people thought he wouldn't even last this long at 115, and he fought the prime Gallo Estrada, the great Gallo Estrada, the guy that everyone said that, oh, Chocolatito only beat him at the first fight because he had to come down in weight, but now they fought at a weight that was more advantageous to him, and he won this fight easier. He won this shit easier. Oh my God, he won this easier, and they had to take it from him. They couldn't beat him in the ring, so they had to rob him on them scorecards, man. That's boxing for you. That's boxing for you. But it's your boy BT. We're live here, True School Sports. You know, in Dallas, in the hotel room, doing our thing. You know, talking to the people. Despite the decision, like nothing can steal my joy because I got the joy of the Lord. I got God in my life. That's number one. And number two, I met a lot of great people today at the fight. KO Matsuda said, "Did you talk to Michael Montero?" I didn't talk to him. But I saw where he was sitting. He was sitting on the opposite end of the arena. I saw him sitting down in his black shirt with his girlfriend. But like by the time I spotted him out, it was like 10 minutes before the Chocolatito fight, and for me to go walk to where he was sitting, it would have taken forever. So no, I didn't talk to him, but it would have been great to talk to him. I mean, if he's here any longer, it'd be nice to see him. The judges gave it to. Oh, here you go. Here, I was waiting for Pancho. This is who I was waiting for. He said the judges gave it to Estrada. Estrada won. Now you got to call Estrada through TV. I'm not calling him that, bro. I'm not calling him that. And I told you before those weeks. I told you this whole week. I'm not calling him that unless like he knocks him out or something like that. And he didn't do that. He got beat easily. He lost. He should have lost this fight. This was one of the. And somebody asked me earlier. I can't remember who it was. Somebody asked me which robbery was worse. Was Pacquiao versus Horn worse or was this worse? And I think. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I would go with this. This was worse than Pacquiao Horn. This was because Pacquiao, you know, he was bleeding and Horn was mauling him and all that stuff. This was clearly worse than Pacquiao. This was not a robbery. A robbery is 8-4 rounds, and this is not 8-4. No, it was 8-4. It was 8-4. It was definitely 8-4. Might have even been 9-3, honestly. Shout out to everybody, man. I respect everybody's opinion, but I gotta watch it again because, like I said, it's different when you're in the arena as to when you watch it on TV. So I gotta watch the TV version and turn the volume down because even if Chris Mannix and Sergio Moore agree with me, they're still trash. The worst commentators in boxing. The Zone should hire me instead. I do a better job. How do you explain, this is from my man Johnny, but he says, how do you explain Estrada's own trainer saying to his fighter, "You're losing, we need to the KO"? Did that really happen? Because if that happened, then y'all, everybody in here talking about Estrada has some explaining to do. I am disgusted, absolutely disgusted. Chocolatito put himself amongst the top 25 fighters of all time. I agree. Like, this is the crazy thing about Chocolatito, right? This is the craziest thing about him. He's got a lot of great wins in his resume. I mean, you can pick any weight class. You can find great wins. You want to talk about 105? We can talk about Kasanori Takayama and Yutaka Nida. You want to talk about like 108? We can talk about Francisco Rodriguez Jr. You want to talk about 112? We can talk about Viloria and Edgar Sosa and you know, all those guys at flyweight. Akira Yagashi. You want to talk about 115? You know, he beat Kaliafai. You know, he beat a bunch of fighters at 115. He beat Roman Gonzalez, the guy that beat Kaliafai, really. And then he fights Estrada. The great Estrada, you know, the guy that everybody's saying is improving. And he beat him easier. He had an easier time this fight than in the last one, in my opinion. KMXBC wants to know, was there a lot of Chocolatito fans in the building? And the answer was yes. Oh my freaking God. The Chocolatito fans, I gotta tip my cap to the whole country of Nicaragua tonight. They were out in full force. They were there to support Chocolatito, and I was right there with them. You know, I got the bandana. I bought this for like $5. This guy was selling it outside the arena, so I bought this for like $5. And I was yelling Nicaragua a million times. You know, I would say that the Mexican fans, the Gallo Estrada fans, they slightly outnumbered the Chocolatito fans. And I want you guys to think about this. We're in Texas. We're in freaking Dallas, Texas. And they only just slightly outnumber the Chocolatito fans. So it's like that's how great. That's when you know Chocolatito. That's when you know you're a great fighter. When you're a fighter from a country like Nicaragua, and you can come to places like Texas, predominantly Mexican, and California, predominantly Mexican, and fight high-profile Mexican fighters and have just as much of the crowd, if not more of the crowd, than they do. That's how you know he's great. And if you want KMXBC, if you want your answer to that question, there's a video on my channel that I posted before the fight started where I was talking to fans outside the arena. It's like 21 minutes long. Go check it out, and you'll get your answer there. You'll see the Chocolatito fans. You'll see the Gallo Estrada fans that I talked to. And the thing about Chocolatito fans, I'm gonna tell you guys this, right? Most of the Gallo Estrada fans were like Mexican fans. They were just like Mexican fans, you know, like 95% of them. But the Chocolatito fans, oh no, it was different. We had Nicaraguan Chocolatito fans. We had American Chocolatito fans. We had Asian Chocolatito fans. I mean, Chocolatito, he was out here in Dallas uniting the races. You know, uniting the races, man. It was beautiful to see. And when you're a great fighter, you can do things like that. Estrada's corner was pumping him up to finish strong. Estrada won this fight fair. No, he didn't. I don't think he did. I'm gonna watch it again, so I'm not gonna get like disrespectful too animated. But I thought Chocolatito won. Sufami Dan, shout out to you, champ. I see you. He says Choco took complete control of the fight. He landed the cleaner shots and was the constant aggressor. I'm right there with you, champ. I'm right there with you. Tell Canelo to fight in a non-Mexican city. He needs those judges on his side. Yeah, and then the crazy thing is when he doesn't fight in a non-Mexican city like Miami, he makes sure to fight like a guy like Avni Yildirim, which does like a sparring session for him. Shout out to my main man. I call him the real Jefe, my boy, Felipe Garcia. He says I had to fight. A draw, 117, 111 was a disgrace. Yeah, man. And I was there with Felipe. We were there in the flesh. And I told Felipe, I said, look, man, I thought Chocolatito won pretty soundly, but we got to watch the fight. Raider LA says, Estrada actually went down to 108 for the first and only time ever and was a young 22-year-old, and Choco went life and death with guy on the first fight. The second fight was close, and the right man won. You out of your damn mind, bro. Love you, Raider. Respect to you, champ. But I mean, that fight wasn't life or death either. Chocolatito won that one clearly. He won both these fights clearly. Guy was a really good fighter. He is fantastic enough of a fighter to make these rounds close. But he was neither one of these fights were close to me. To be honest with you. They're both. I scored them both the same. 116, 112. Both. Jesus M says, "Are you going to the party?" Nah, man. I'm not going to a party. Estrada won this fight. Come on, True School. And Chocolatito lost, but oh my God! You see, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to come here with a positive attitude. So God, I'm asking you live in front of everybody. Give me patience. This man fixed his fingers and said he lost to Gallo Estrada and he lost to Cuadras. Oh my God! Hold on, I gotta pace back and forth. He lost to Cuadras? Are you shitting me? He lost to Cuadras? Come on, man. Cuadras? What are the Cuadras with? Cuadras? What are the Cuadras with? Cuadras didn't do anything to Chocolatito. He freaking, listen, when Chocolatito fought Cuadras fucking got on his bike like Lance Armstrong. And he ran for like the first 4 rounds. He gave away so many of the early rounds. And then when he would land punches, he slaps. He slapped with his punches. Cuadras, you out your cotton picking mind. Come on. There you go, the Fight Scout. And listen, everybody go subscribe to the Fight Scout. Good guy, great channel. You know, whether I'm wrong or right, he always seems to be a good voice of reason in the comment section. He said, defense is a scoring criteria, and Gonzalez was blocking most of Estrada's punches, and that's how I saw it. I saw him rolling the shots. I saw him going like this, like you know when Chocolatito gets on the front foot and he go like this and doesn't really gotta move. That's that's what I saw. Cuadras was a very close fight with Chocolatito. I mean, I thought it was closer than this, to be honest with you. Estrada actually lost to Cuadras in their first fight, not Roman. And that's my man, the Hand History Vault. I gotta go back and watch that fight. Does anyone know what the name of the song Mama's Boy came out to? I was feeling that. That was a great song. And shout out to Dennis Douglas. I mean, he didn't get the win against Ammo. I was rooting for him. I was cheering for Mama's Boy. Because I like him in general as a person. I haven't really had a chance to get to know him, but I have mutual friends that know him, and he goes on a show on Instagram called All Calls is Mandatory with my good friend David Flat Sparks, who's a professional fighter, and I've grown to liking the Mama's Boy. Shout out to Emma Williams. She had a good performance tonight. You know, did what he had to do. Gallo ducked a lot of Chocolatito's punches as well. Come on, man. I think all of us got to go back and watch the fight, honestly, because, you know, that's the best thing to do. Chocolatito was one of the greatest without a doubt. Chris VHS. Well, yeah, thank you. I agree with that. What I don't agree with Chris is you saying that he lost to Cuadras. That's ridiculous. Because if he lost to Cuadras and you're saying that Chocolatito is one of the greatest ever, then I guess Cuadras is one of the greatest ever too. Watching the fight back in round 11. You know what? Honestly, hold on. I'm gonna put y'all. I'm gonna put y'all on game, man. I'm gonna put y'all on game because look, I had the honor and privilege to interview both Chocolatito and Estrada. Uh, yeah, I like what Giovanni said. He said, "Dude, you were wearing a Chocolatito headband. Of course, you think he was robbed." Well, I think he should have won. I think he should have won. Um, I mean, and apparently I'm not alone. I mean, if I'm not alone, if you think Chocolatito won this fight, comment, continue to comment that and let this guy know. You know, I'm not being biased. I was trying to give Estrada as many rounds as possible. It's not my fault that he can't. It's not my fault that guy Estrada doesn't consistently score effective punches. It's not my fault that Chocolatito rolls his shots. It's not my fault he can't defend a straight. He couldn't defend a straight right hand consistently. Come on, man. I'm so tired of many people calling these close fights robberies. It was very close. It wasn't close. It wasn't close. Well, you know what? I take that back. If you're somebody who values effective, if you're somebody who values the guy who lands the harder shots, effective punching, being the ring general, defense, efficiency. If you value these things, then you're gonna agree with me. You're gonna say that Chocolatito won this fight pretty clearly. But if you're someone, I mean, I don't know what you were watching if you thought Gaio won. I'll be honest with you, I don't. I don't know. I don't know what to say to you, man. I don't. Um, Haggy Supper says, watching the fight back in round 11, Gonzalez has seen them about 3 years. So I had a chance to talk to both these guys, right? And I want to thank Gaio and his team and his manager, Juan, for taking the time to talk to me and giving me 20 minutes of their time. I want to definitely thank Chocolatito because I interviewed him on the day he weighed in. Like I interviewed him like an hour after he weighed in. And he took the time to talk to me and stuff. And he was very gracious with his time and his answers. But I had a phone call. Chocolatito's trainer, all right? Chocolatito's trainer, who I know, who I've got a chance to get to know a little bit over the last year or so. Marcos Caballero, who, by the way, he deserves so much credit for rebuilding Chocolatito and getting him back to this point. And that doesn't get talked about enough. And that's really another reason why I'm pissed off about that. That's part of the reason I'm going to be pissed off about this fight because he's a trainer that deserves recognition and acclaim, and he's not going to get it because his fighter didn't get the decision, you know. But he called me. He called me Friday morning, and we talked for 20 minutes on the phone, me and Chocolatito's trainer. And he was telling me about Chocolatito's weight, and he was telling me that Chocolatito is going to be as strong as he's ever been going into this fight. And I think he was. I think he was because you got to always factor in when we talk about Chocolatito in the super flyweight division that this is not his optimum weight. This is not his best weight. And Gaio Estrada, this is his optimum weight. This is like everybody was saying. This is prime Gaio Estrada. This is him at his best weight. So he's at a disadvantage. He's older. He's not at his best weight, and he's fighting a great fighter. On top of that, and I mean, there were many instances in this fight where Chocolatito was when he landed these right hands, these combinations, and really broke him off with some pressure. Where he was pushing him back. He was pushing him back, and he's pushing him back as the older, smaller, fighter in the weight class, and that says a lot about him. That says a lot about the job that Marcos is doing, and he was telling me so much about how he wanted them to win this fight so badly just for himself and for Chocolatito and Nicaragua, because it would have really done a lot for his career as a trainer. And I'm really pissed off because honestly, if he would have got this decision today, he would have been the front runner for trainer of the year. And if there's a guy in boxing that deserves it, if there's a guy in boxing that deserves to be in the front runner for training of the year, it should be Marcos Caballero. If he would have got this decision, but that didn't happen, and that's how it goes. That's life. The 4 criteria in boxing is clean punching, effective aggression, ring generalship, and defense. Both fighters had all those in every round. A lot of swing rounds could have gone either way. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because and I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I score fights on. That's what I score fights on. The problem with what you're saying is Most people don't use those criteria to score, and I do. So that's why most people don't know what they're talking about. But like, okay, we'll start with clean punching. Okay, we have to ask ourselves a question, and you can answer this in the comments, Raider. What was the one singular punch that Guile was able to land all night? I can't think of one. I mean, he landed a couple right hands and left hooks and whatnot, but like there was no consistency with one singular punch throughout the fight. Because when I talk about Chocolatito, I can name you the straight right hand. That straight right hand, he was feeding that straight right hand. It was just right down the pipe all night, anytime he wanted it. Effective aggression. Chocolatito again. Effective aggression. He's blocking shots. He's walking them down. He's winning the majority of the exchanges. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. Ring generalship. Guile Estrada did not want to have a war. He wanted a box. He tried to box. He couldn't box because Chocolatito was closing the gap and cutting the ring off on him. So that's again for Chocolatito. And defense, that's even. You know, they both got hit with some shots. It wasn't close. You know, but I'm glad there's people. I mean, that's how you know this is a great fight. You know, you got people debating and arguing and trying to figure out who won what, who won the fight. And I guess I don't know. I'm trying to make this a positive. I really am, because I don't want to come here and put a damper on what's been such a great day. It was a great fight. I was so happy to be there. You don't base off a singular punch landed. Well, no. The reason I'm bringing up singular punch is because if the thing is in boxing, if you're landing a singular punch consistently throughout a fight, that normally means that you're consistent throughout the rounds. And if he couldn't land a single consistent punch throughout the fight, then it means he wasn't consistent throughout the rounds, which means he lost. He lost. The untouchable, baby. He lost. He lost the fight, man. He lost the fight. He lost, man. But it's a beautiful night in Dallas. I'm over here in my hotel room on like the 13th floor. People out here having a nice time. I'm having a nice time. Subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. Show your boy BT some love. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. You can't judge by a singular punch here. You threw 250,000. I agree. I'm using the singular punch thing as a point though. As a point. If he can't land one singular punch on a consistent basis throughout the course of a fight, then can you really say he was consistent throughout the rounds? Because I don't think he was. I thought Chocolatito won the fight. I thought from a strategy standpoint, I saw Chocolatito stay consistent within his game plan and his strategy. And the fight was happening more within his game plan and strategy. I saw Estrada looking conflicted in there. I saw him one round, couple rounds trying to box, couple rounds trying to slug it out, because he couldn't stop Chocolatito from cutting the ring off and closing the gap. You know, a lot of people thought he was going to go in here and give Chocolatito a boxing lesson, which is ridiculous. Nobody's giving Chocolatito a boxing lesson, and a beat down, and he didn't do that either. He didn't do either one. Some of y'all were saying that Chocolatito was going to get a boxing lesson and a beat down. He didn't get either one of them. This is more, shout out to my man Joseph. He says, this is more clear win for Chocolatito than Canelo the GGG fight. I agree. I agree. This is one of the worst robberies boxing has produced in quite some time. There are many other punches than singular punches. There are jabs, hooks, body punches. Just because you can't land singular punch. Okay. Guile's jab was very inconsistent in this fight. If you want to go punch for punch, he was very inconsistent. Hooks, I mean, his hooks weren't all that. Eddie Hearn just wants a third fight. I agree. Shout out to my main man, Minimax Boxing, one of South Florida's very own, one of the best channels on YouTube. He's gonna be covering the Davey Powell and their journey to the Nationals, and I think you guys should definitely watch that because you know, Davey Powell's turning out some great fighters. You know, it was the home of Teofimo Lopez. It was home of Xander Zayas. Now we're gonna have Lorenzo Medina, Lazaro Medina, who I sparred, by the way. Good fighter, really slick. Lazaro Medina from the Davey Powell was a lot slicker than Guile Estrada was tonight. I can tell you that much. You know, you got him, you got Christian Nonis. lot of good kids coming out of that gym, man. Sasha Tudor, Eric Tudor, killers. I'm telling you, these kids gonna make some waves in boxing the same way Teofimo Lopez is making waves and Zenazai is making waves. So shout out to them, South Florida, stand up. I'm not home. I'm not home in South Florida, but I'm always repping. Pancho Villa says shout out to Guy Estrada, and then you're trying to get me to say that other part, and I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it, champ. I'm not gonna say it. You want me to say it? Who had the better counterpunching? Guile had the better. I think Guile had the better counterpunching, but I mean, okay, he had the better. He's the better counterpuncher in general, so of course he's gonna have the better counterpunching. But like, what's one? He didn't hurt Chocolatito with a counterpunch, and he didn't drop Chocolatito with any counterpunching. So what are you talking about? Better combination puncher was Chocolatito. You know, it's just real sad, man. When it's real, I've never seen anything like this, where a fighter is so good in a weight class, in multiple weight classes, these guys can't beat him, so they gotta take it. They gotta constantly take the fights from him. You know, Roman waited too much. I agree. I could agree with that. I think Roman could have pressed the action a little bit more in the back half of the fight. But the thing was, he didn't have to press the action in the back half of the fight. Guy Estrada wasn't doing anything. He was freaking huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf. He didn't have to. And, you know, he's older, so he could conserve some energy. Maybe he should have did more, but, you know, I thought this was clear. Yeah, and you know what? I want to switch gears for just a quick second. I'm glad that Felipe brought it up. I want to say rest in peace to a boxing. I can't even call him a legend. Like this guy is like, if there's legends, this guy is he's above a legend. I want to say rest in peace to one of the greatest middleweights of all time, if not the greatest middleweight of all time, marvelous Marvin Hagler, the fighting pride of Brockton, Massachusetts. Man, shout out to Marvin Hagler, man. It was reported before the fight that he passed away, and Marvin Hagler, he holds some significance here on True School Sports because Marvin Hagler was my dad's favorite fighter. My dad, when he was growing up in Massachusetts, he loved Marvin Hagler, and he loved Marvin Hagler. Hold on, guys. I might shed a tear, bro. Hold on. I might need a minute, man. My eyes are getting watery. But Marvin Hagler was my dad's favorite fighter. He was my dad's favorite fighter, and you know, without Marvin Hagler, my dad probably wouldn't have been a boxing fan. And if my dad wasn't a boxing fan, then I probably wouldn't be a boxing fan. And if I wasn't a boxing fan, there'd be no True School Sports. And if there was no True School Sports, who knows how the hell my life would be right now, you know? So, it's saddening that Marvin Hagler passed away, especially today, of all days. But rest in peace to him. You know, I want to do a proper tribute video for him at some point this week because this is a guy that deserves it. He fought in an era where the best fought the best on a regular basis. He fought in an era where he earned his way from nothing to get to where he was at. He fought killer after killer after killer. You know, guys like John Mugabe and Hearns and Leonard, and we know the names. You don't gotta say them too much. You know, just a great fighter. And you know, I had a chance to meet him once, and I'll tell you that story since he passed away. I'll tell you guys my Marvin Hagler experience. My Marvin Hagler experience. If any of you guys been Marvin Hagler, drop your comments down below and I'll read your story out loud. But my Marvin Hagler, the one time I ever met him, the first and only time I ever met him in my life, and that I'll ever meet him, was in 2016 at the WBC convention. I had a chance to meet him. I took the escalator up to the third floor where the event was being held, and I saw him. And I said, "Oh shit, that's Marvin Hagler." You know, that's a big deal to me because my dad, like, you guys don't even know. My dad loves Marvin Hagler. So I see him and I ask Marvin Hagler, "Hey, can I get it?" I have my camera cord on me, so I asked him for an interview. He said no, he didn't want to do it because he doesn't really do money. He didn't really do many interviews after he retired, you know. But he was very gracious to take a picture with me, and I had that picture, and it's a legendary picture, and it's a picture that I cherish, because it's a picture that represents my journey in boxing, covering the sport. I can always say that I knew Marvin Hagler, or not that I knew him, but that I met him. That I met him, and I had the picture to prove it. And same thing with Harold Letterman. I met Harold Letterman, and I met Coach Jamel Edie, who passed away last year. RP to him. Coach Tito. A lot of legends in boxing have been dying recently. So it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. So rest in peace to him. May God be with his family, his kids, and just anybody that's affected by his loss. Cause hell, I didn't fully break down just now, but I came very close to breaking down. Cause y'all like without Marvin Hagler, I might not even be here right now. To be honest with you, he was very important to my dad and his love for boxing. And without my dad's love for boxing, there would be no me. Slotello says, "Is Hagler versus Hearns the greatest fight ever?" It's definitely up there. It's definitely got to be in the top 5. I don't know if I'd have a number the best, but it's hard to say if it's the best fight ever. But it's definitely got a great case. You're not gonna do much better than that. Like tonight's fight was a great fight in my opinion, but it's not Hagler Hearns. Shout out to my man Baki Hana. He asked a great question. He says, "Do you got a girlfriend or any kids, mate?" Kids, no. I do want to have some kids one day. Girlfriend, not yet. But when the God permits, when God permits it to happen, then I have a girlfriend. Right now, I don't think it's the time to have a girlfriend. I have someone that I do like a lot. But I don't think it's the time for that to happen. So yeah. Joseph says, "Sorry if I missed it. I want to know your round by round scoring just because a fight looks better overall over the full 12 round. That's not how it works. Each round is scored and put in the bank." Okay, let me try to remember my full 12 rounds. So I think I gave Gaio round 1. I gave Chocolatito round 2. I gave Gaio round 3. I think I gave Chocolatito round 4. I don't remember my scorecard, man. I don't remember the round specifically. I know I gave Chocolatito round 12. I don't remember. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember like the whole every round. But I remember when I got done scoring my rounds. I remember I had Chocolatito up 8-4. Cause I have a vlog coming out where like literally I have clips where I shot them and at certain points in the fight I'll tell you guys I'm telling the camera what my scorecard was at that point in the fight. So yeah. Slotello says, "Are you finna scoop Seniesa Estrada?" I can't really say, man. I can't really say that, man. I put that in God's hands. If God permits it to happen, then it happens. If not, then then so be it. Don Dollars, what a name. What a freaking name, Don Dollars. He says, "Chocolatito was landing all the flush inside work, all the clean inside work, landing flush, clean shots. Other dude had moments here and there. I thought it was clear Roman won. Other dude had some middle rounds. No way he won." That's pretty much where I'm at with that fight. That's what I think. Raider LA wants to know, what's your email so I can send you my Cash App info. Yeah, my email, Raider, it's trueschoolsports2012@gmail.com. Or you can use the one that I have in my about section on YouTube, which I think is like Nelson Taylor 978. But trueschoolsports2012@gmail.com or Nelson Taylor 978@gmail.com. Pick either one, but that's it. Is Seniesa Estrada the girl you are talking about? Yeah, it is. Chocolatito had pretty good defense in distance control. Keen Mitch, what's good, champ? Keen Mitch. I gotta really salute my man Keen Mitch. He said, "Sponsored by Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar." Absolutely. Shout out to Gerald Miller. That's how you know Keen watches this channel. Good to see you, Keen. Alexis Sandino. I think that is that Alexis Sandino, the girl on Facebook? I think that's her name. Shout out to you. She says, what was it all just political in your opinion for the trilogy? It's either one of two things. It's either political for the trilogy, or my theory is that it's political because they want us to set up a Julio Cesar Martinez and Gaio Estrada fight next year. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. True School, watch it. Seniesa is from my city, LA. Well, that's good. That's good, champ. I might be going there soon. I might be going to LA soon. You never know. Nah, she's a really good girl. I like her. I like her as a person. Um, Let me see. What did I miss? And by the way, shout out to all 3 of you here. Thank you guys for taking the time out. Smash that like button so YouTube can stop hating on your boy BT with these algorithms. KMXBC says Chocolatito crying almost made me cry. Yeah, man. It's that's how I felt too, man. That's how I felt. Isaac Cruz got exposed a little bit tonight. He can be outboxed. I didn't get a chance to watch the Benavidez card, because I was at the fight. I mean, obviously, I was at the fight. So he didn't look good. I have to go back and catch up on that card this week. See what was going on. I've been watching Seniesa videos nonstop since finding out about her in your Clutch of Shields video. Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad I could put someone on game to Seniesa Estrada, because I really feel like, and I felt like for a long time before I ever knew her or anything like that, or before anything, I felt for like 6 years. I found out who she was like 6 years ago, very early in her career. And I don't even remember how I found her. I think I might have found her because I think Ellie Seckback interviewed her, and I'm like, who is this really like attractive Mexican girl? And I started researching it myself. And this is like back in like late 2014, early 2015. We're talking about. And I've watched her ever since. So I've watched her pretty much from her 7th professional fight all the way to now. Next weekend she'll be fighting for the world title, and that'll be her 20th fight. So I've watched pretty much her entire career. And like she used to fight girls that were like 3 weight classes bigger than her, and they'd scale down in weight, and she'd beat the shit out of them, but she couldn't get knockouts because they were so big. And then she signed Golden Boy, and then they sparred the fight. She's really developed in a great way for boxing. So BC, True School Sports reporting. Oh, God, please. Shouts to the channel. Keep cooking, the untouchable. Hey, it don't matter, Chocolatito. I'm still the untouchable. I got the headband. You know what I'm saying? I got the Malcolm X glasses on. I got the custom made champion shirt. Got the $1 million mouthpiece. I don't want to sound narcissistic, but God took His time and did a good job with me. Shout out to God. Alexis Sandino says, "Are you from Nicaragua?" No, I'm not. I'm just a huge Chocolatito fan. I'm a big fan of him. I love his style. I love everything about him. I love his style. I love what he brings to the sport of boxing. He's a throwback. It's a throwback. What was the attendance number? I didn't see an attendance number. They didn't announce an attendance number. What I can tell you is that it was a lot of empty seats because obviously with the whole COVID thing, they don't use every row. So like if a section only has 24 rows, maybe they use 12 rows. So you had like a lot of empty rows in the upper decks. There were people in the upper decks, but it wasn't like that full in the upper decks. So I don't know what the number is. I don't even want to try to give an estimation, but yeah. But the crowd was lit. No matter what it was, the crowd was very lively, and the crowd lived up to my expectations, because my expectation of the fight going into the fight was that this crowd was going to resemble what we saw in the Cuadras Chocolatito fight, because I was there for that fight too. I covered that fight at the Forum, and there were like 7,000, there were like 8,000 people at that fight, maybe 9,000 people at that fight, 10,000 people. And it felt like 25, 30,000. It was one of the best crowds I've ever experienced in my life. And this crowd tonight, it was not that far behind that one. You had the Mexico chants against the Nicaragua chants, and I was with the listen. You could ask Felipe Garcia, okay? You could ask Felipe Garcia, because that's who I came to the fight with. He could tell you I was young Nicaragua from the Dennis Douglas fight all the way to the main event. I was young Nicaragua the whole fight. And I'm not even from Nicaragua, but I was tonight. Jesus M says, "Who had more fans?" I think Guile slightly had more fans, but it was mad close. Chocolatito had a lot of freaking fans there. A lot of fans. Slowtello says that I should interview Seniesa Estrada next week. I texted her about it. I texted her about it earlier in the week, this week, and she got back to me. And she said she said that we can definitely do it. So, I haven't got the day yet, but from what she told me, it's gonna happen. So, it's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. So, no worries. And then Baki says, yeah, interview her, support women boxing. They said they some warriors too. I like women's boxing to a point. I used to like it a lot more. Um, I think the majority of women's fighters are very entitled. Being honest with you, for no and I think that like there are talented women's fighters and there are women that do go under the radar and that are underappreciated, but the ones that complain and get the media attention, them girls, they need a reality check. But that's why I like Seniesa Estrada. Aside from the fact that I'm attracted to her and whatnot, um, she's one of the only top level female fighters that doesn't complain about sexism and make it a political movement and all that stuff. She just puts her head down and she works. And she did not have it easy in her career. She had a fucking hard road to get to where she's at. A hard road to get to where she's at. And if y'all want the history on her career, I can give it to you on this live because I got time. I got time. Jesus M says, where did I get this shirt? I had it made. It's custom made. It's a 101. My friend Addie, shout out to Adeline here in Texas. She made the shirt for me, custom made. She told me she said BT. She contacted me earlier in the week, and she said BT, I want you to make a list of your favorite boxing magazine covers. So I said okay. So I did that and I saved them and I sent them to her and then she came back and she made this. It was magic. It was absolute magic. And yes, it is a boxing shirt. For those of you who can't see, I'll bring it closer for you. So look. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like magazine covers. So you got John Mugabe there, Salvador Sanchez, Bo Holyfield. You got Michael Carbajal here, Michael Nunn, Tyson Fury, Tiafimo, Tommy Hearns, Tyson, and you got Joe Louis on there. Chocolatito's on there somewhere. So it's a great shirt. It's a great shirt, man. And yeah, it is a boxing shirt. I wasn't mad. Now, you Giovanni mentioned the Raymond Ford Perez fight, Aaron Perez fight. I thought a draw was fair. I didn't think that was a robbery or that. I thought a draw was the right result. You had. I didn't watch the Benavidez fight. I didn't watch it. I didn't have the chance to, but I'm going to sometime this week. Yeah, man. That's my friend Adeline. So if the Raquel 14 says, do you know Seniesa Estrada? I know her. Yeah, I know her. We've been acquaintances for like 5 years now, and I've been talking to her a little bit more recently. Very nice person. I'm very excited for her fight next week. She's fighting Annabelle Ortiz for the world title. I'm honestly just as excited for that fight as I was for tonight, so I'm gonna be gassed for that one. Who wins in the trilogy if they fight later in the year? Who do I think wins? I mean, it depends on where it's at. If it's in Texas again, I'm going with Gallo. You can't beat him. If he didn't get it tonight, he's never gonna get it. Perez won clearly. I'll have to watch it again, but I thought it was a draw. Yes, give us Queen Seniesa Estrada. Okay, so Slow Teller asked for it. So look, right now we can continue talking about Chocolatito Estrada, and I will continue talking about it. But right now I'm gonna give Slow Teller what he wants because he's a loyal subscriber of the channel, and he's always here and he's always supporting. And he don't know anything about it. He doesn't know the history, so I'm gonna give him the history of Seniesa Estrada. So if y'all got anything you want to talk about along with Chocolatito Estrada, continue to comment down below, and I'll get to you in a timely fashion. But this is the history of Seniesa Estrada, okay? So she's from East LA, but you knew that already, okay? Her father Joe was like he was caught up in the drug like he got caught up with drugs and whatnot. She came from like a broken home. They split and whatnot. She wanted to box because her father and her used to watch boxing, eat pizza, and that's how they connected, right? So she couldn't really get any sparring when she was a kid because she was the only girl that was really boxing in LA at the time. So she sparred guys, she sparred boys. She grew up sparring with Frankie Diaz, and no, Frankie Gomez and Jojo Diaz and all these guys. Like those are her friends. Like she grew up with these people. You know what I'm saying? Then when she turned pro, right? When she turned pro, obviously women's boxing isn't big now, so it wasn't big then. And like from like her first fight all the way to like her like 13th fight, no, yeah, like 13th, 12th fight. Basically, from her first fight all the way until she signed with Golden Boy, she was matched. She had some crazy fights. Like, she fought girls that were like, so she was fighting at 112, 108, 105. Those are her weight classes, 108, 105, 112. She's a small girl. She's smaller than me, and I'm not a big guy myself. And she was fighting these girls that was like 2 or 3 weight classes bigger than her, but they would scale down into the weight to fight her. And so she would be beating the shit out of a lot of these girls, but she couldn't get the stoppages because they were just so big and they could take her shots. And then the knockouts started coming when she signed with Golden Boy Promotions. And then she beat Esparza, and now she's fighting for the world title. So that's like the condensed version. I think I'm gonna have to do a Seniesa Estrada documentary one day. That's what we're gonna have to do. Cause aside from like how she looks, if she was ugly, like if Seniesa Estrada looked like, I don't know, who's an ugly women's boxer? Name an ugly women's boxer. Some in the comments. I can't think of an ugly women's boxer. Okay, I don't think she's ugly, but I'm not attracted to her. If Seniesa Estrada looked like Jessica McCaskill, no disrespect, I would still be a fan of her. I'm a huge fan of hers because she's a great fighter. She's a great fighter. She's truly creme de la creme, you know? Do you think Estrada or Gonzalez should move up to fight Naoya Inoue? No, absolutely not. Because Inoue he's at 118. He's not going to be there much longer. Maybe Gaio could, but I would never advise Chocolatito. I would never advise Chocolatito to move to 118. He's already moved up 4 weight classes. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he's the only fighter in the history of boxing to win a world. In case you didn't know this, guys, Chocolatito Gonzalez is the only fighter in boxing to win a world title at 105, 108, 112, and 115. Michael Carvajal didn't do that. Ricardo Lopez didn't do that. Ivan Calderon did not do that. Nobody that you guys can name that was a legend in them weight classes before Chocolatito did that. Only the real TBE Chocolatito did that. Alexis Sandino says, "Damn, that's my sister, man." Who? Seniesa? Well, I don't want to talk about your sister too much, but like, she's a great fighter and a great person. What do y'all think about y'all can keep the Chocolatito comments coming if you want. You know, I think I've said what I need to say about the fight. He got robbed. It was a travesty to boxing. It was a travesty to the state of Texas. It was a travesty to just everything righteous and pure in the world that Chocolatito got robbed tonight. Honestly. We got my main man, H Money. I don't know if you go on Mr. DAZN anymore, so I don't know if I should call you that. But H Money Boxing. Shout out to H Money. He says, "Salute my brother, R.I.P. Marvin Hagler." Yes, R.I.P. Marvin Hagler is a must. We were just talking about him earlier. I damn near broke down and started crying, man, because that's Pops' favorite fighter, and you know, if it wasn't for him, you know, Marvin, my dad wouldn't be a boxing fan, which means I might not be a boxing fan, which means I might not even be here, which is like crazy to think about. So how small things in life could affect things. Giovanni says, "True School, you should be happy Chocolatito lost because he would have gotten. Nah, he would have beat Rumvasai. He would have beat him. Rumvasai is good, but like he's slipping. He's slipping. He's declining. He's still good. He's still dangerous, but he's declining. Chocolatito would actually beat him at this point. True School Boxing. You need to see the interview Chocolatito did with DAZN. You mean the post-fight interview, like after the fight, or is it like a separate interview, like in the locker room or in the press conference? Because I was there. I mean, as you can see, I was there. You guys mentioned Ebony Bridges. Oh my God, Ebony Bridges. I mean, I'm not like attracted to Ebony Bridges like that. I mean, she looks nice, but I'm not attracted to her. She's an interesting one, Ebony Bridges, because I mean, I've seen clips of her hitting the bag and stuff. I haven't had a chance to see much of her fight. I've heard she's a decent fighter, but we'll see. We'll see when she steps up. You know, we'll see, man. We'll see if it's more than if she actually has some skills or if it's just all a gimmick. But she's She's not a bad person. She follows me on Instagram. I've talked to her a couple times. Nice person. True School Sports. Do you think Raymond Ford deserved the win? I think he could have gave it to him, but I thought a draw was fair. I thought the draw was fair. Chocolatito said he doesn't want the trilogy. I wouldn't want it either. I mean, he clearly just beat. Listen, when he beat him the first time, idiots were saying that guy Estrada was young. He beats him again, and they take it from him. Why fight? Why fight a fight that unless you knock him out? Why fight a fight that unless you knock him out, you're not gonna get a decision. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. Yeah, man, I was lit. I mean, I'm surprised I could even talk right now, H Money, and like, wait, I took a bunch of footage. I vlogged a lot of the fight, like a lot of my stuff I was doing at the fight. So when I put out the official Chocolatito Estrada vlog sometime later on today, you're gonna see like how lit I was. Like I was yelling Nicaragua, Nicaragua. I was freaking talking to people, and it was great. It was great, man. The energy in Dallas was great, man. And I'll be at Maurice Hooker, Virgil Ortiz next week doing the same thing. We gonna pull up on everybody the same way I pulled up on everybody this week. We're gonna pull up on everybody again and asking for the predictions and just get hype. And then yeah, Mr. 504, Mr. 504. I see you, champ. I'll watch it. I'll watch it when I have some time later on in the morning today. Did you see the Wrong Beside fight the other day? He looked slow, but still has serious power. I did see it. He looked like his normal self, but looked slower than usual. But yeah, Raymond Ford. I didn't think that was a robbery. I thought with Raymond Ford, like he definitely he left a lot to be desired. He was getting caught with a lot of shots. He didn't seem to be able to fight effectively, going backwards consistently in the fight. It took him a while to really just find his rhythm in the fight, and got a draw. These zone prospects, like so far, if you look at the zone, hold on, man. I need to. My freaking throat is dry. It's good. I've been yelling all night. If you look at the Matchroom Boxing USA prospects, you look at like Ammo Williams, Diego Pacheco, Arthur Jones III, and Raymond Ford, and Nikita Abibi. That whole class of USA fighters at the zone side that are prospects now. Right now, Arthur Jones looked unspectacular, got a draw. Yo, Mr. 504, can you stop spamming the comments, please, bro? Please, for the love of God, please, I'm begging you, bro, please. I get it. I have to see the interview he did with the zone. I'm gonna check it out, champ. I appreciate you for putting me on game. Thank you, Mr. 504. God bless. Thank you. But like Arthur Jones didn't look so good. He got a draw in Mexico. Raymond Ford underwhelmed. He got a draw in Texas. Ammo Williams is getting better on a 5-by-5 basis. Ammo Williams tonight, aside from the main event, he is the real story of the undercard because, Breakus and McCaskill was an ugly fight. Kayaguchi he underwhelmed against El Mini, To me, Ammo Williams is the story of the undercard because Ammo Williams, he was fighting a guy that was very experienced, and to be stepping up like that at such an early stage of your career was a big ask. It was something that you had your questions about. And he fought Dennis Duglin, a guy that's been a world title challenger. He's been there with George Groves and Benavidez and Charlo and early on, I'm gonna say like the first round he lost. I thought he lost the first round, but as the fight went on, he got better. He got more explosive. It was like a fine wine. He matured and placed his shots and was stabbing this dude down to the stomach, and even hurt him. So like I'm looking at Ammo Williams right now, and I'm looking at Pacheco, and those two right now seem, out of all the Matchroom USA DAZN prospects, those seem to be the two guys that are slowly beginning to separate themselves from from their peers. Who do I think will be better of the two? I mean, I've been high on Diego Pacheco for a long time. I like Diego Pacheco. So I'm gonna go with him. But Emma Williams, man, that young kid from H Town, he could really fight his ass off, and I was happy to see what I saw tonight from him. Let me see. My main man, Chance Dotson says, I will be at the Ortiz versus Hooker fight next week. Well, there you go, champ. I'll be there too. So if you listen, I don't know if you got me on Instagram. It's easy to find. All you gotta do is go to my YouTube channel, go to the About section, and there should be a link there. You can email me. I'm not hard to get a hold of. I'm gonna be there. We can do a video together. We'll be there. So yeah, looking forward to meeting you next week if you're there, Chance. And I appreciate the super chat and all the support, man. You always support the channel. Felipe says, I'm rewatching the fight. Estrada bodywork was excellent. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'm about to watch it myself. Slotello says, Estrada said he deserves a rematch in the post-fight press conference. There you go. There you go. The man himself. The fake TV. The fake real TV. The fake one. So, yeah, man. Well, we are here. We're live. Live in color. Live in the flesh. Live in the flesh. In the wee hours of the morning of the Chocolatito fight here in Dallas, Texas. It's your boy BT. The untouchable True School Sports Empire. You know, talking with you guys. You know, don't matter how tired I am. Don't matter how I'm feeling or anything like that. We're here to talk boxing. We're here to give the people what they want. Like that song says. Got to give the people what they want. We giving it to them. We giving it to them, man. The real champ, Hyro. I see you, Hyro, in the comments. He says, we know who the real champ is. Is he really the biggest tough man? That guy was trying. This is how Cinco de Mayo weekend is supposed to be. I agree, man. We know who the real champ is. It was Chocolatito, and they robbed him. They robbed that man blind. I haven't seen this many damn robberies. I haven't seen this many damn robberies since I went to the casino with my boy Paul, and he went to go play Russian roulette. I haven't seen this many robberies since Christmas at the casino. Ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous. Jesus L says the Japanese fighter did not impress me. He didn't impress me either, man. I went back and I watched some of his fights earlier this week, and I was gassed up about him. And I watched him fight today, and you know, I wasn't impressed. I really wasn't impressed by him today. You know, he had a fighter. He literally, no disrespect, but he literally fought a midget in there today. He fought a guy that was shorter than me in Vega, 4'9", El Mini is what they call him. But he was tough. He came to win. He was tough. He was throwing hard body shots. And if I almost wonder, like, if El Mini didn't hurt his hand, how would the rest of that fight have gone? You know, you gotta kind of wonder and ponder these things. Chocolatito Estrada versus... No, man. I don't want to see a third fight. Because, like, if it goes to the cards, Chocolatito is not getting a decision. And I don't think he's going to stop guy. I want him to. I'm praying to God he does, but I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly. Truthfully speaking. Truthfully speaking, man. But yeah, just want to give you guys some, while I'm sitting here waiting for some more comments, I'm going to give you guys some program reminders of some things coming up on the channel. So we're going to have, this weekend, I'm going to have I have an interview with Maurice Hooker that's going to drop this week. I have an interview with Angelo Leo that's going to drop this week. It's actually Angelo Leo's first interview since his loss to Fulton, so you're going to watch that. You're going to want to watch that. I don't know when it's happening, but at some point during the week, I'm going to interview Seniesa Estrada. So it's going to be an action-packed week of just content here on True School Sports. You thought this week was packed with Chocolatito Estrada? It was action-packed, but next week's going to be just as action-packed, if not more. And on top of that, live fight reactions, the whole shebang, just everything, the whole shebang. Everything. Bro, Mr. 504, okay, Mr. 504, God bless you, bro. But I'm gonna have to put you in timeout, champ. I can't have you telling me that I need to go watch the interview every 5 seconds. I know I gotta watch the interview. I got it the first 37 times you messaged me, champ. I gotta time you out for a second, man. You going too crazy. What are your thoughts on Estrada versus Sister Kessel Rungvisai if they fight? Honestly, I'll go with Estrada. I think Estrada will beat him. I think Estrada figured him out. in the rematch, and he showed that in the rematch. You know, there's only one fighter, the guy Estrada never truly figured out, and that was the guy. It was this guy right here, the real TVE, my main man, 50 grand, Chocolatito, the Picasso of boxing, Picasso of boxing. Close fight isn't a robbery. The 117-111 scorecard makes me feel that way. No, 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 no. Chocolatito not getting a decision that he clearly won makes me feel that way. 117-111 just magnifies it. You know? Ioka versus Estrada. That's a tough one. I'll honestly, I'll pick Estrada against the only person I think that could beat Estrada, and I know he's not gonna fight him because nobody seems to want to fight this guy, is Joan and Kaz. I want to see Joan. Can Joan and Kaz get a shot at someone? Like, we've had all these guys. We've seen Chocolatito get his big fights. We've seen Quadras get his big fights. We've seen everyone at 115 has 8 and had their signature fight, except the guy that's had a belt in the division the longest, which is Joan and Kaz. So he's fighting in April. He's fighting some Mexican guy, I think, in April. Like, I forgot what date, but I saw it today. Can Joan and Kaz get a shot at Estrada? That's the fight I want to see. Fighting Kaz, and then, we'll see. We'll see, man. I want to see Kaz get his shot. I know he's fighting soon, but I want to see him get his shot. Jairo Galvez says, "Wow, Claudia Trails was at the biggest event ever back to back, and she was at the all women's card." Yeah, speaking of Claudia Trails, one of my friends that I was at the fight with. Shout out to my boy Ramon. Reza Ramon. He was at the fight. He saw Claudia Trejo and he was trying to tell me, yeah, she's fine. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, she's fine, man. I'm like, yo, she's old. And yeah, man, Claudia Trejos, man. Like, hey, to each his own. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, but I'm not no fan of Claudia Trejos as far as her looks or her commentating or anything like that. She's a nice person. I met her in person. Nice person. But yeah, we're not messing with Claudia Trejos like that over here. I mean, I like her. Nice person. Could go have coffee, but but that's about it. Jesus M asked, were there any hot ladies at the fight? There was quite a few. There was quite a few. There was quite a few. There was one, I mean, I don't know if I should be saying this in my live, but like, my friend Pete who came, I don't know if that was his girlfriend or his wife, but whoever she was a very attractive woman, and there was a lot of attractive women at the fights. Hella of attractive women at the fights. I mean, Mexican girls everywhere. I was in heaven. What happened? Okay. Slotello says, bro, I was watching an old video of yours and an LDBC member went off on you and said AJ was gay and tried to use the post followers as oh god. You're talking about BFTB, yeah, man. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Me and BFTV boxing, we got into it a little bit. That's old news though. But shout out to him. God bless BFTV. He produces a lot of entertaining content here on YouTube. So hope he's well. Were there any single ladies? I'm sure there were. I mean, I wasn't trying to get at none of these girls. Honestly, I wasn't trying to get at any of them. I was just there for the fight. I was enjoying the scenery, but I wasn't trying to finesse my way into the scenery. If you know what I'm saying, like. That's what I'm saying, Jairo. That's what I'm saying. Gallo Estrada was getting fed them straight right hands for breakfast, a steady diet of straight right hands, and it was a punch that he was not able to defend on a consistent basis from where I was sitting, and I had a pretty damn good seat. Who do you got as the best young prospect in boxing right now? Does Virgil Ortiz still qualify as a prospect? Oh no, Berlanga. I like Berlanga, man. I like Berlanga. He's knocking everybody out in the first round. So I'm going to go Berlanga. Who do you have winning the Frampton versus Jamel Herring fight? I'm going to go with Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring. The battle in Dubai. Hey, yo, how the hell did that fight end up in Dubai? They freaking got the Arabs to finesse that money. They paying that Arab money. Like Busta Rhymes. What was that song by Busta Rhymes? They getting Arab money. Oh, shit. Chocolatito called his retirement on that interview. Oh, so is he retired? Chocolatito retired? Shit, if he's retired, then hell, we're gonna have 2 tribute videos the same week. If that's the case. I saw it 7-5 to Estrada with 2 swing rounds. What a killer fight. I'm not mad at the 7-5 scorecard. I just don't think Estrada won. I think it's a travesty. I feel like there was an injustice tonight. I really do. I really do. Now there ain't no way you can kill a beast. That I got Middle East women and Middle East bread. I got. Don't trust that guy. All right. Good night. Shout out to you, Mr. 504. Al Heyman is putting on Jerwin Ancajas. Damn. Oh snap! So you know what that means? If he's putting on Jerwin Ancajas, that means that, and this is only my theory, we might see Jerwin Ancajas scale up to 118 and maybe fight Casemiro in an all Filipino fight. That might be it. That might be the move. Bro, if you search Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and the YouTube search bar, you will see so many videos of Deontay Wilder going on actual sports TV shows and spreading lies that AJ is scared of me. Yeah, listen, Anthony Joshua is a lot of things, but one thing, he's not as scared of Deontay Wilder. If anything, we know that it was Deontay Wilder. Even though I think Deontay Wilder would probably beat Anthony Joshua and knock him out if they would have fought. Well, if they would have fought like before he lost to Fury in the rematch, it would have been a pick'em to me. He would have had a really good chance. But Anthony Joshua isn't afraid of him. Deontay Wilder went into straight witness protection to not fight Anthony Joshua. Are you serious? Charles Harris, shout out to him. Charles Harris, aren't you a boxer? Weren't you? I don't know if you're a boxer, but if you're a boxer, weren't you on like H Money's channel? Because I could have swore I saw a video of a boxer being interviewed on H Money, Mr. DAZN's channel called Charles Harris. If that's you, let me know in the comments. He said, my son sparred him recently. Yeah, man. Chocolatito is an amazing fighter. I would love to see. I'm actually, honestly, I mean, I box a little bit myself. Like, not I don't compete or anything like that. But I spar. I know my way around the ring a little bit. And I would love to spar. Chocolatito for at least a round one day. Robert Garcia says Franco is ready for the top guys. We'll see, man. Franco disappointed me in the Maloney fight in the rematch. I thought Maloney was beating his ass. Will Chocolatito Aldo Kakarov get a shot? Oh man, you brought him up, champ. You brought him up. You talking about the Uzbekistani nightmare? They don't want to fight Aldo Kakarov. Earl Spence, he's ducking Aldo Kakarov. He don't want no sort of Aldo Kakarov. Now I'm playing with you. I'm only playing with you, but it is funny, though, how Abdul Kakarov has been Errol Spence's IBF mandatory since January 2019. And all these idiot media fan channels that talk about mandatories, they don't talk about mandatories when it comes to Abdul Kakarov. They don't keep that same energy when it comes to Abdul Kakarov. But they do when Canelo requests to fight Abdul Durham, it's okay, Mi burrito sabanero. My song. See, baby. See, baby. Yeah, we need to get Jerwin Ancajas a shot, man. Give my man a shot. Why does everyone leave Bob Arum? Chocolatito left him, Ancajas left him, and Gilberto left him. I mean, he just seems like, the impression I get from Bob Arum, he just seems like an old, rich, senile, very frugal old man that just doesn't care. He doesn't give a rat's ass about boxing. If you want to leave him, who cares? That's where he's at. Like, he can't accomplish anything more. What else is he gonna accomplish in boxing as a promoter? Like, what else is there? He's beat all levels. It's like when you play a video game. When you play a video game, you beat all the levels. So the guy who has a Charles Harris, he said his son is Charles Harris. He said, yeah, my son sparred Tank in front of Floyd while he was in camp for Leo Santa Cruz. He did his thing. Well, whatever work he gave Tank, hey, shout out to him, because I went to that fight. I was there. I was live at that fight, and Tank Davis decapitated Santa Cruz. That was a beautiful uppercut he landed, And then, Shout out to your son for giving him that good work. Great work. AJ versus Fury is still not announced. I'm done. I don't even, bro. Demetrius Andrade versus Liam Williams got announced before Fury versus AJ. Fury versus AJ, like I'm like, but Fury versus AJ. And by the way, guys, if you're in here right now and you haven't done so already, smash that like button so YouTube can start hating on me. But Fury and AJ, I've lost hope in that fight. Like I don't really, I'm not holding my breath on as to if they're gonna fight or if the contracts are gonna get signed. There's just too much. There's too much. LOL, but it caught all air. You're talking about your son sparring with a Tank. Fight Gamer says R.I.P. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Yes, rest in peace to the fighting pride of Brockton, Massachusetts. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, one of the greatest fighters to ever put on a pair of boxing gloves. He passed away today at the age of 66. So we're definitely going to take some time this week here on True School Sports and remember the legacy of one of the greatest fighters that ever did it. Ali 313, my main man, coming to me live and direct from Detroit, Michigan. Detroit's in the building. He said, what's good, bro? You know I was riding for our boy Chocolatito. I thought he won that, man. I was there. I mean, I got the damn head bandana on to prove it. I was lit. I'm surprised I've been able to freaking flap my gums for almost 100 minutes straight here on True School Sports. But that's why I'm the untouchable. I don't get tired. We don't get tired. We get better. I thought he won, but when the fight concluded, I thought I thought he won clearly, but not clearly enough to where he would get a decision in Texas. Because if you look at the history of fights in Texas, Pernell, Whitaker, Chavez, Polygon Naji, Juan Diaz, they didn't get decisions in Texas. So why? If Pernell freaking Whitaker couldn't get a decision against Chavez, then why in the hell would Chocolatito get a decision against Seniesa Estrada? And there's just so many reasons. There's so many reasons to rob Chocolatito in a fight like this because you can set up a third Romacai fight. You can set up a third Chocolatito fight. You can make a fight with Martinez and Gallo for Mexican supremacy at 115. There's so many options. Robbing Chocolatito was good for business, as fucked up as that sounds. Like, I don't like it. I'm pissed off at it. But it's the truth. Because by robbing him, you create demand for a third fight because controversy sells in boxing. And you got the Romacai fight, which is a third fight that was also intriguing. And you got Martinez, a fellow Mexican who'll be moving up. So pick either one. You got a blockbuster fight either way you go. Shout out to my man Ali 313. He says, "Don't get tired. You the GOAT, bro." I appreciate it, man. I'm just a kid from Dania trying to really make something happen with this boxing thing. And today was like one of the best. Honestly, I told my friend Felipe this. Today was one of the best days I've ever had in my entire life. Even though Chocolatito lost and got robbed, and it was a piss stain on the sport of boxing. The decision, I had such a great time because today. When I got to the American Airlines Center and I was walking around and I was talking to all the different fans of Gallo Estrada and Chocolatito. I was having a great time. I felt free. I felt alive. Like, it was just great. So I'm gonna do it again next week. The same shit I did today. Everything from talking to the fans outside the arena to my reactions to all that stuff to doing these kind of lives after the fight. We're gonna do all this again next week for Marie Tucker versus Berger Ortiz. So it's going to be a momentous occasion here on True School Sports. In fact, anytime we make a video on True School Sports here, it's a momentous occasion. So I just appreciate everybody's support and the authentic love for boxing that's shared in the comment section with me, man. Someone said Slow Teller wants me to stay on this live all night. That's not going to happen, champ. At some point, I'm going to get some rest, but I don't know when that's gonna happen, so I'll talk until I think I can't talk much longer. My eyes are getting a little heavy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I'm enjoying it so much that I'll tough it out and I'll continue to talk to you guys until I really feel like I can't, and then I'll hop in the shower, take a nice hot shower, and then take my happy ass to sleep. Linares has been knocked out multiple times in the gym and in fights. He has. Linares is the Hispanic Amir Khan as far as his chin goes. Jairo Galvez says, at the end of the day, Chocolatito has nothing to prove. He already got the WBC belt and the WBA at home. Winning the belt is cool, but at the end of the day, it's just another belt he already owns. He already owns. Jesus M asks, what are my plans for tomorrow? So tomorrow, I'm not sure if this is still happening, but tomorrow I was supposed to get on a Zoom call with Isaac Chamberlain and do an interview with him. He hasn't confirmed it. He hasn't confirmed a time with me because he's in the UK. So I gotta get confirmation from Isaac Chamberlain. If he confirms it, then I'll be interviewing Isaac Chamberlain tomorrow. You know, top cruiserweight contender. Aside from that, I'll probably watch Chocolatito Estrada again, and then come back here and do my video about the fight. I'll watch the Showtime card to see what that was like, and if there's any time, relax and prepare for another long week of content and producing for you guys, man. Because you know that's what I'm here for. I'm here to really just provide the boxing community and the world with the best boxing content I can, and enjoy myself while doing it. You know, I really do enjoy it. I don't want to see Estrada versus Rumberside. I thought Estrada won both fights. Funny enough, I thought Estrada won the first fight as well. So I'm in agreement. I want to see Estrada versus Martinez or Estrada versus Encajas. I want Encajas to get his shot at someone. You know? Shout out to Haka Mustang. Wow. Now that's a comment I didn't think I would see all night. Giovanni says Terrell Goucher had the KO of the night. Yo, I did not think on this day that I would be reading that kind of comment, especially after his last fight with Lubin, one of the worst fights I've ever seen in boxing. It was bad. It was a bad fight. Devin the Dream Haney, the youngest millionaire in boxing. Devin the Dream Haney, 25 wins. Devin the Dream Haney, the WBC champion. He's the real champion. I'm doing my H Money impression. If he's here, if he's here, man, that's my H Money impression. Devin Haney, man. I mean, y'all mentioned Devin Haney. Shout out to Devin Haney, man. Hopefully, he looks good against Linares. It can step it up some more, man. Because I mean, Linares fight, I'm kind of indifferent about that fight. Like, that fight is cool, but it's not doing much for me because Linares just got his ass knocked out by Pablo Cesar Cano in 1 round. So, like, and I know it was 140, so that's what everybody's going to say. They're going to say, oh, he knocked him out at 140. He wasn't at 35, but come on, man. Linares is chinny. He's chinny and he's old. I mean, come on. He's chinny and he's old. I mean, how much different is he than Gamboa if he's chinny and he's old? Gamboa was chinny and old. Linares is chinny and old. Gamboa was former world champion. Linares is former world champion. It's the same thing. But Linares is probably a bit fresher than Gamboa, and he's not that far removed from having a decent performance against Lomachenko, so it's a bit more acceptable. But it's still, like, whatever. Will you go to Ramirez versus Taylor if it's in Texas? So far, from what I've been told, and from what I've come to learn, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be at Taylor versus Ramirez. So the same way I'm here doing this for this fight, I'll be doing that for Taylor versus Ramirez. I'm gonna be going to that fight as well. More than likely. BT, we know who the real Nakatani is. We know Julio Cesar Martinez don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke, champ. They don't want no smoke with that with Juntao Nakatani. He coming. My man Juntao Nakatani, he ain't playing. He's gonna be bah, 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 bah. Ooh, he gonna be bah, bah, slip bah, 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 bah. He coming, champ. Juntao Nakatani's coming. He gonna be bah, 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 bah. Roll bah, bah. He's coming. Junto Nakatani, he's an interesting prospect. My boy Harrow's put me on to him. He's Nakatani's brother in the lower weight class. He's like 5'7", and he's like 115 or something like that. So I'm gonna keep my eyes out for him. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Chocolatito, Estrada, Rumberside, and Cuadras are the new Rio 4 Kings because they all fought. They are. All of them guys at lightweight who the boxing media and the boxing fans and the boxing establishment want to put this hype on and say, oh, Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis, the 4 Kings. Hell no. None of them have even fought each other. Hell, none of them except for Lopez have even fought Lomachenko or Kambosos. At least Linares beat Luke Campbell, the same Luke Campbell that dropped chin paper Ryan Garcia. You mean Ryan Garcia, the most marketable fighter in boxing? What about him? What about him? What about him, champ? What about him? How do I grade the Ortiz Hooker card? I'll be honest, I haven't taken like an extensive look at the undercard. I know you got now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you got Hector Valdez on the undercard. I think you got Alex Rincon on the undercard. I could be wrong, but one of the Rincons on the undercard. And I don't remember anything else. And of course, I give it an A. I give the Hooker Ortiz card an A. Only because Seniesa Estrada is fighting for a world title. I can't grade it anything lower than an A. Because you got Virgil Ortiz taking on a former world champion in a step-up fight at welterweight, which I could get down with that. You got Seniesa Estrada, the most skilled fighter in women's boxing, and the most attractive fighter in women's boxing, fighting for her first world title. So that right there, that right there on itself is an A. That right there right itself is an A. Anything after that is a bonus. Cesar Cano versus Navarro. You asked me Navarro? Which Navarro? You tripping when you say that Andy Ruiz is a sex symbol. That's AJ. Well, no, I didn't say that Andy Ruiz is a sex symbol. I said if Andy Ruiz keeps training, he's going to become a sex symbol. No homo. I got to say no homo because, but I'm just saying, like, the guy lost a lot of weight. He lost a lot of weight. He Mexican. He got tattoos. Girls don't like that type of shit. So, you know what? Hey, more power to him. More power to him, man. If he could become a sex symbol, he coming from Ryan Garcia. Good for him, man. Virgil Ortiz versus Jamal James next. That'd be a good fight. We can't overlook Maurice Hooker. I know a lot of people think Maurice Hooker sucks and he's gonna get knocked out and all this stuff, and he probably will. But he's still a guy that's been a world champion. He's a guy that has a lot of heart. He's a guy that's beaten 5 undefeated fighters in his career. And he's a guy that you can't just write off and say he's trash and that he sucks. I think Virgil's gonna win. I think Virgil's physically stronger than him. But let's see what Maurice Hooker looks like with the new with Terrence Crawford's camp behind him and all that stuff. We need to stop having classic fights like this in Texas. That state is corrupt as oh my god, bro. Texas puts honestly Texas has put, as of tonight in the Pernell Whitaker fight with Chavez, Texas has put Las Vegas in a body bag for corruption. Jesus, man. I thought Texas was supposed to be about God and guns and food and Jesus and football, and we ain't got nothing. Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola. This is a low reward and a decent risk. In my opinion, Arreola looks like he's taking this one serious. Well, Arreola's gonna come in game. He's gonna do what he can to win the fight. It's just that he doesn't have a whole lot left, and even when he was in his prime, he wasn't all that to begin with. So, I kind of see it. I see Andy Ruiz Arreola as a fight that's past its expiration date. It should happen a while ago, and it's kind of like Andy Ruiz is almost fighting himself in a way because they try to make Chris Arreola into what Andy Ruiz became. That's how I see that fight. BT, they're giving away big magazines like Oprah is giving away cars. That Japanese guy will get outworked by Alvarado or Elwin Soto. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. After what I saw tonight, because I watched Kayaguchi's fights coming in this weekend. I was gassed. I was like, yo, Kayaguchi looks great. He's sensational. He coming, man. And he was like so disappointing tonight. So like I'm looking at that division. I'm looking at Kenshiro as being the guy. I've always been high on Kenshiro. Chocolatito, shout out to John Contreras. He says Chocolatito is still TBE. I agree. The real TBE, the Picasso of boxing. Chocolatito, that ain't changing. Canelo versus Chavez in Texas too, right? I believe it was. I'm a straight man, as you can tell with how much I'm mentioning Seniesa Estrada, but AJ handsome as Fuck, man. Go look at his mentions and quoted tweets to all of his tweets. So many women thirsty over him, bro. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about another man's looks, but I mean, I've been in this comment section a couple of times in my life, and I've seen quite a few hard eyes. But it's a combination of things. It's not just looks. Okay, you gotta have it all. You gotta have the money, the looks, and the status. He's got it all. He's got the money. He's got the status. So he looks all right. So, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? AJ's looks. No, I'm responding to a comment. If you're just coming in, I'm responding to a comment. This is all on some no homo shit. Cause I like, listen, I love women, bro. I love women. Almost too damn much for my own good sometimes. But I love women. How was the 12th round from the arena? I wish I was there. Oh, the 12th round. I actually filmed the whole 12th round. I'm probably gonna upload it after I'm done with this live. I filmed the whole entire 12th round on my phone, so I'm probably gonna upload that along with the introductions and all that kind of stuff really soon in separate videos, and then I'll have the vlog coming out. Yeah. AJ, oh my god, you took my quote from my video, Slow Tello. Yo, Slow Teller, you took my quote from my video and you reversed the comment. You said AJ is the Seniesa Estrada of men's boxing. No suspect stuff, because I made a video and I said that Seniesa Estrada is the AJ of female boxing, because she's got like what they say that AJ has in men's boxing, she has it in female boxing. She's got she's the total package. Like that he reversed my damn comment. Yeah, I got you. As soon as this live is done, I'll promise you guys this. I promise you guys. As soon as this live is done, I promise you that within 45 minutes of me ending this live, that video will be up of that 12th round. I promise you. Yeah, man. Man, I'm having a great time, though, man. I'm really having a great time with you guys tonight. So keep them comments coming. We know Chocolatito got robbed. We know that Texas, this state is supposed to be about general principle. This state is supposed to be about morals and God and Jesus and faith and family and food and football and all that stuff. And nah, man, absolutely not. Not when it comes to boxing. Not when they got the Mexican fighters involved in the close fight. Would you say there were more Chocolatito fans? Personally, I don't think there were. I think if I had to do a split of what the fans were like, I would say it was 55-45 in favor of Estrada. But when you factor in that they're fighting in Texas, that's ridiculous. The fact that any opposing fighter can get that kind of support against a Mexican fighter in Texas, it shows you how great Chocolatito is. When he fought Cuadras at the Forum, he had more fans than Cuadras. He had more fans than Cuadras in LA. So that's the kind of fighter he is. That's the kind of support he brings out. And I was one of the supporters. And I'm with my man Ali. I'm ready for Taylor Ramirez myself. Like I'm God willing. God willing, nothing happens and the fight can happen and no fighter gets injured, no coronavirus stuff. I'll be there for that fight, no doubt about it. What did you think about the female undisputed fight? 2-minute rounds. Don't even feel like boxing. Celia wins that fight if it was 3 minutes. Well, I haven't mentioned it. I've been talking about this card for 108 minutes, and I haven't mentioned it, so that's your answer. I didn't think about it because it was a whatever fight. It was very sloppy. It was a fight that kind of went how I thought it would go. McCaskill was gonna come in with her head and make it an ugly fight, and she did, and it worked for her because Cecilia's at a point of her career where there's too many things going on. Like she's number one, she's old. 2, she's got Abel Sanchez trying to train her how to fight coming forward, which is her fault because she kept him around and didn't go back to boxing how she normally boxes. And yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I think that's gonna be the last we see of the first lady of boxing. And you hate to see a great fighter like that lose like that, but it's part of the game. Yeah, I'm praying to God. It's bad. It's bad enough we got this. We got controversy with the Chocolatito fight. Thankfully, the majority of boxing with rational common sense can see that he won the fight. And that's the good. That's a positive thing about it. So there's not a whole ton of arguing because what's understood don't gotta be said. Jessica McCaskill is a cutie in the right angle, but she don't got too much skills. I like how you said in the right angle. Yeah, I mean, hey, to each his own. I'm not on the whole Jessica McCaskill train. Go to AJ versus Fury in Saudi. If I could afford that, and I can make it out there at some point, I'd love to go to that. I might need to wear a freaking what is that called? The hijab, one of those freaking hats they got over there. BT, you should have heard the commentary. It was clear they wanted Estrada to win. It was disgusting. Well, I'm not surprised. Sergio Mora, he might as well just fondle Gaio Estrada, because I remember when Gaio Estrada fought Rumbasai, he had some of the trashiest commentary ever, like in the history of boxing. He was like, "Yeah, Gaio Estrada, Gaio Estrada's fighting this new age Mexican style with counterpunching and jabs and movement." I'm like, dude, you made it sound like you never seen a Mexican fighter with counterpunching and angles. What are you talking about, man? You never see Eric Morales? You never seen Barrera? Fucking clown. Man, like the zone, I can't stress enough how trash the commentary between Mannix and Moore is together. Trash, bro. Like, I don't like the commentary, honestly. Estrada said himself he didn't win in the post fight. He did it? He did it really? Did he really say that? The zone needs to hire a BT. Hey, if you're okay, maybe the zone don't gotta hire me for commentary. I might not want to do commentary. To be honest with you, if I gotta commentate with Sergio Moro or Chris Mannix, don't hire me at all. Just I'll stay here. I try on True School Sports. um, yeah, they can hire me. They can hire me for something though. Maybe I could be like their I don't know. I could vlog like how I vlog the fights, and I could do that for the zone. I don't know. Do something. Just Google her and click on images. In some photos, McCaskill's a 9 out of 10, and others she's a 3. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Yeah, okay. I'll do that soon. I'll do that soon, man. What did y'all think about that French guy? I forgot his name right now. That French guy. What did y'all make of him? I thought he fought pretty good. I mean, the Mexican dude he fought really didn't have much to offer, but he did what he had to do, and he looked all right, picking his shots, and he had that European style, but he was a bit more aggressive than most of the Europeans. And he actually won his American debut. He actually did something with it. He did something that Anthony Joshua failed at and that is win his debut in America. So he's already off to a flying start. If I don't say so myself. It is so Keston Lopez. Shout out to you. He says it is so disrespectful to rob a boxer. They sacrifice everything to give a good fight, and you're right. And not even just that. This wasn't a good fight. This is a great fight. This was box office. Like, this was a fight that I'm gonna tell my kids about when I have some kids one day. When I have some kids to tell things to about when I was younger, I'm gonna tell them I was at this fight. Virgil Hunter was actually coaching good today. Trader of the year, SOG. Yeah, Virgil Hunter. He's back. Virgil Hunter. Are you sold on Benavidez? I am. I like Benavidez a lot. Love to see Canelo fight him. He's one of the 3 or 4 guys I love to see Canelo fight. Charlo, Benavidez, Andrade, all that stuff. Do what you did for AJ Ruiz too. Go to a crowded UK pub and watch the AJ fight. That'd be a lit vlog. I'm gonna do that. And then what I could do is, after, I'll find a pub. Listen, we're gonna brainstorm a little bit here on True School Sports. I could find a British pub near the Wembley Stadium or where they fight in England, and then I do the vlog at the pub, and then after the pub, I walk to Wembley Stadium and I start interviewing the Brits. That would be ridiculous. And the thing is, when I did that vlog you're talking about, I had a trash Android track phone with limited memory on my phone. So it was weird because I had to keep clearing things. I had to keep clearing stuff off my phone the whole time I was there, and it actually, like, I was surprised I got as much footage as I did that night. Now I got an iPhone. So all bets are off. It's gonna be a lit vlog. What is disrespectful is how all the fans cry robbery for a close fight that could have went either way. This wasn't one of those fights, champ. I want to respectfully disagree with you. If a fight is 8-4, 116, 112, then it's not a close fight. And this was a 116, 112 fight. We all know Estrada will get a tune-up against Calify. He won't. He won't because Calify is gonna move up. He's moving up to 118 because he's weight trained. If Calify was gonna stay at 115, he would have taken the Chocolatito rematch because he had a rematch clause in his contract, but he didn't take it because he really wants to move up to 118 because he's weight trained and he just didn't feel good at 115 anymore. And it showed in his last 2 or 3 fights, along with the Chocolatito fight. Shout out to everybody here. It's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here live in Dallas, Texas. We're just hours removed from Chocolatito Gonzalez getting screwed on the scorecards with no Vaseline here in Texas. The same way Pernell Whitaker did, the same way Paul Manaji did. He joins the lineage of fighters who have been robbed against Mexican fighters in Texas. Welcome to my club. In the words of the great Lomachenko, welcome to my club. Everyone, including Estrada's corner, knew he needed to win that 12th round. Instead, he almost gets stopped. That's a fact. He was getting his ass beat. Chocolatito's best round of that fight might have been in round 12. Yeah, I gotta go watch the interview to see if he said that because I don't believe that. Estrada ate at least 100 overhand rights straight to the chin. That's what I'm saying. Chocolatito was beating his ass with the right hand the whole fight. After Ripple versus okay, shout out to cryptocurrency. Ripple, and what was the other one? Ripple and XRP. We here, man. Cryptocurrency, we coming. Man, but yeah, I'm gonna use the Ellie Sackback line. I'm gonna use the Ellie Sackback line. Do you know who the real winner was tonight, guys? The fans. The fans are the winners. Eddie Hearn chose the wrong Japanese guy. He needs the 4-division champion, Kazuto Ioka. Yeah. Kayaguchi, there you go. There you go. Damian Lillard, Portland Trailblazers all-star point guard, one of the best players in the NBA. Big boxing fan. He said he had to have Chocolatito. So if Dame Lillard had to have Chocolatito, then fuck it. Dame Lillard is the voice of reason. Dame Lillard is the voice of reason in boxing right now. Shout out to Damian Lillard. Hope he continues to have a great year. Damian Lillard had a Chocolatito, so fuck it. Chocolatito won the fight. Fight Talk says, I won't be able to see because of this BS. Says, shit, me too. And imagine me. I have all this BS from this fight on my mind. And on top of that, I got like a whole truckload of content I gotta do. I gotta put out. Estrada's own mother had Chocolatito winning. Facts. That's why your mama had Chocolatito winning the fight. That's what I'm saying. Dame Lillard had it for Chocolatito, no doubt about it. No questions asked. The debate is settled. The score is settled. You know what I'm saying? But look, guys, I think on that note, I've had a great time talking to you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Before I wrap it up, just some programming reminders again before I leave. Maurice Hooker interview dropping this week. Angelo Leo interview dropping this week. Seniesa Estrada interview commencing this week and dropping this week. Maybe Isaac Chamberlain interview happening as well. Lots of interviews are happening here on True School Sports. Lots of content is coming out here on True School Sports. Lots of content is coming as soon as this live is over on True School Sports, so stay tuned for that. Keep supporting the channel. Tell your friends about the channel. Tell any boxing fan you know about the channel. All that stuff, man. It was a great night of boxing. Congrats to Gaio. I don't think he won, but he got it, so congrats to him. Congrats to Chocolatito for putting on another classic performance, another classic fight to put on his career, even though he lost. And, shout out to Pops for the live fight reaction. I think he did a hell of a job, despite the fact that he's not tech savvy. And, I was there to help him and whatnot. So shout out to Pops. He did a great job, and I'm thankful though that he went live tonight, and I'm thankful that you guys tuned in and watched, and I'm thankful to be at the fight tonight. I'm thankful to be in Dallas, and I'll be in Dallas again. Well, I'll be here all week. I'll be in Dallas for the Maurice Hooker Virgil Ortiz fight. So if you're going to the fight, if you see me, say what's up. You know, all that good stuff. I'll be doing these lives. I'll be asking people what they think about the fights, all that good stuff. The same thing I did, the same thing, things I did today, I'll be doing next week as well. Slow Teller wants to know, am I going live tomorrow? I'm not sure yet. Um, I'm not sure yet. But if I do, just be on the lookout. If I do, it'll be later on in the day. It won't be early. It'll be later on in the day, because I'm gonna be tired and I gotta get some rest. But you know, God bless everybody. We just hit 34,000 subscribers on the channel. I'm very appreciative. Just appreciative for everything happening on the channel. Appreciate for everybody who's taking the time to comment and watch and subscribe, all that good stuff. And just, yeah, God bless everyone. You know, take the time to subscribe, all that good stuff. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.